Hi, I'm Dylan Wilder Quinn,
Hi, I'm Jenny Pearl.
and we are leading an upcoming series of workshops called Disrupting Our Whiteness, Finding Wholeness in Resistance. And so we want to talk a little bit about what that means to us so that you can get to know us a little bit. So, Jenny, I'm going to ask you a question. Um, why is it important to you to reach for white people in this work?
Yeah, thanks for asking that question, Dylan. It's so important. And when I first started doing anti-racist work as a white woman, I found it really difficult actually to connect with other white people. And I think it's super important for us to build connections with other people who are wanting to work towards liberation and center people of color in this movement. And I think that the systems are actually set up so that as white people, there becomes a lot of competition, like a lot of reasons that, for example, Dylan, you and I could, instead of working together, be really competitive with each other and really pitted against each other. And there's lots of systems at play to continue that. And so what I've discovered over the last few years of working diligently with other white people is that a lot of healing can happen when we come together and look at undoing our racism and do the work together. There's a lot of closeness and bonding that happens as a result. So that's what's on top when you ask me that question. And I'm curious for you, what feels important, Dylan, in doing this work with other white people?
Um, Thanks. I really appreciate that. For me, what came up as I was listening to your share about the competition, I was just thinking about like how lost in my own whiteness I always get when I'm doing this work, especially like the perfectionism coming up, like the desire to like freeze rather than take that risk of undoing racism, that freeze because that risk of falling, of making mistakes, of getting white violence back at me in some way, though how it comes back at me is very different and less violent than it comes at people of color. But I got frozen a lot in this work because I didn't feel like I had skills, or I was too afraid, and I didn't really have support. And then I started to learn to talk with other white folks about racism. I started to learn how similar our experiences were. And I found, even though some of my instincts were to like compete and, be the better white person, right? Once we were able to name that as whiteness itself and see how that was interrupting the movement, we actually were able to come together and find a place of wholeness and continue forward in the movement. We were a lot more effective at being anti-racist when we connected over the ways we were racist and shared resources.
Mm, thank you. We could obviously talk a lot more about this. We'll leave it at
And
that
I
for
wanna.
I know, it's hard. We're going to stop right here.
Good thing we're gonna be doing this with
Good
many
thing.
other people soon. Oh, if this resonates with you, if you can relate to any of it, or if you can't and you want to bring in your own unique view, please join us in our upcoming series, or in our December workshops, December 9th and 12th, right?
That's right.
All right, come join us. All right, peace, y'all.
Thanks.